Damn, Plubby's so good. He's like claiming 20 viewers at once, which makes absolute sense considering it's Plubby. He's a big guy. How are you doing, Plubby? How's it going? How's it hanging? Also, I think I fucked up my PC by using Voicemeeter because it crashed everything. It's like, you don't have speakers. I think I do, but I guess not. Big monkey with big ego, and with one more big thing, we don't talk about that. Anyway, how are you doing, Plubby? I think we'll be in silence today because I've crashed my audio drivers. Oh really? How comes, Plubby? Just I don't know, imagine the music. That's fair. That's fair. Is it like a That's fair. Is it more like a staycation for you, or did you also combine it with like going somewhere? The public holiday classic, yeah. When there's a public holiday, and it's next close to a weekend, so it's like, well, might as well like get a day off and get like a, you know, full holiday, or like a birthday holiday. Oh my goodness, Plubby, it's your birthday. Well, I'm happy upcoming birthday. I'll need to make sure to gift you something special. Anyway, sorry, I'm just looking at this cube. No, that's exciting. Yeah, I think I've done that. Not this annual leave period, but the previous one. But now that I think about it, I should have just taken 2 more extra days and went back home to like as a full proper holiday. But gotta keep that in mind. Yep, same here. What I used to do, Plubby, is like I would ask my employee to just pay me my holidays as you know, like as my normal salary. It's not exactly something that's encouraged, but you know, I need the money, so I was just like, you know what, just pay me my day off as like extra salary pay. Yeah, no, it works because like of like the way my contract is and things like that, like that they can yeah. But anyway, nowadays though, I just take it as normal holiday, cause got enough money. Ooh, Christmas bonus. You know what, Plubby? If you don't mind me asking, of course, what did you do for a living again? It's not like programming or anything, is it? I feel like I've asked you before, but kind of just escaped my mind. Sorry about the kind of lack of action. I'm just still setting things up a little bit. Just setting things up. And of course, having some chip chat with Plubby, which is all appreciated. But you know, you guys can enjoy the default cube in all of its glory. It does sound a little bit dour with no with no music. Oh well. People are here for my beautiful commentary. For a doctor's office, very interesting. So you and me then, we're both in healthcare besties. I used to be I used to be like an admin assistant, aka receptionist, aka office admin, that way you wanna call it, for a residential care home, before I switched to working for residential care home software. So anyway, excuse me, I'm just setting thin ups. As the title is suggesting, like, I've been doing quite a lot of free modeling stuff, and well, of course not. You can just go into your own doctor's practice and like, hey, can I like book myself to get some medical treatment? And all the medical treatment, just gonna write that off. It's fine. Just write that off. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just write it off. And that's definitely something, considering you're in America. Healthcare don't come cheap, especially if you don't have insurance. So it's a pretty sweet deal. Yeah, boy. Anyways, I was saying, Plobby, I enjoy like making random crap and like viewer redeems and stuff like that, but like having looked at my art, I think I've definitely like come leaps and bounds as far as what I can do, but I feel like I still need to how do I put it? Still gonna work on the fundamentals a little bit, like the foundation is still a bit shaky. Like, I was making this skeleton guy, and I was trying to make his rib cage, and like it was just like melting my brain as to like how I should like translate those 2D images into like 3D images. So it's like I still need to get a bit better at like breaking down 3D shapes and stuff like that. So we'll be kind of practicing a little bit of that. And one thing I'm really trying to get back into is also drawing, just really kind of foundational drawing stuff, fucking drawing cubes and stuff like that. I would say a little more so the latter part, Blobby, like using like primitives to build your characters and stuff like that. And in terms of drawing, it's like drawing cubes, like drawing perspective, drawing still life and art, things like that. Just more so kind of seeing what you're seeing, and kind of like building things based on that. So like, for example, I got Anatomy for Sculptors open at the moment, and before, like, this book used to be kind of useless because I really couldn't ascertain much from it, because I would see the images, I would see like the breakdown of the shapes, but like I really wouldn't understand like how to really utilize them. So that's what I'm kind of trying to do, is I'm trying to just get a bit better at art, really. Because I feel like if I just push myself just a little bit further, and get the get the basics really down, then I'm quite Gucci as to like how my art is. Cause like I do feel like I'm at a pretty like decent spot as far as like the progress goes, but Also, Plobby, I saw you doing like some sort of Plobby Castle for Super Plobby World 64. You were doing that on your stream yesterday. You're building some sort of Mario-esque castle in your thingamajiggy. That looked quite cool. So, for example, what we're gonna do is like the classic the Plobby classics. Like someone will ask something to do, and then you just go the extra mile, and you basically you do the whole thing. Is that orthographic or is that perspective? But yeah, there's like one thing I would say I'm definitely kind of guilty on is I'm not really like seeing like I'm not really perceiving the shapes of it. It's more like I'm just seeing that the object as a whole, and when you do that and you kind of don't see what's you know, how it's constructed and things like that, it doesn't quite work when you end up modeling or drawing it. You know, it will just kind of look kind of wonky because you're not looking at the perspective. Anyway, that's enough waffle. Just like I said. Just some stuff. Also, somehow my map caps miraculously came back after being deleted. I appreciate you for doing that. So, for example, like if we look at this, okay, ribcage is essentially. What I'm also particularly guilty of is also I've made the freaking thing the wrong way. One thing I'm particularly guilty with is when I'm sculpting or modeling a character, I'm literally like sculpting out top of the reference, which is like not the best practice. You can use the reference, but you really should be like using your own kind of eyeballs to kind of construct it, rather than literally just tracing on top of it. It's good, and it taught me quite a lot of things, but like it only gets you so much, because you need to kind of learn how to do stuff. Why is there a box trim but there's no circular trim? Anyway, I do appreciate you popping by, Plobby. To be honest, like, I think this won't be like the most exciting of streams at the moment, but you know, not even Boolean that. But yeah, it's the Ball and Trapezoid show. That's right. That's like one of Krusty's less popular shows. Just right after The Work and Parasite. How about yourself, Plobby? Have you been kind of working on any stuff yourself, setting any kind of personal goals? Because I know you've kind of you've done quite a lot of bit when it comes to the whole stream element setup, and you've been also like practicing Godot and shit. Have you been kind of setting any goals or practices for yourself? So why is this like so? Why is this so scuffed? Oh, well blended, no crash. Also, how are you doing, Bugless? I hope you don't mind the silence. Say enjoy the silence, because we're doing a bit of a silent stream because my audio driver crashed. And the reason why my audio driver crashed is because I dropped my microphone and it got unplugged, and it just made everything very sad. It's weird how that works out. It's quite interesting about your vocation, Plobby. Sure, you probably also have a lot of healthcare stories to share. Let's make it nice and plainer. One thing that you definitely see a lot of good artists always say is, you know, like, think in planes, make things in planes. Planes rule the world. So I'm kind of trying to make it all like really planar, really angular, with sharp transitions and stuff like that. Might not be the best example, but I'm trying. Yeah. You know what? It's interesting that you mentioned that, Plobby, about kind of moving it to Unreal, because, like, yeah, I've seen a few VTubers who do that. You know, they got those like really impressive setouts where like the VTuber is not just like, you know, in that program that you were talking to me about, you know, the VTuber one, but rather they're like an Unreal scene. And what they're able to do because of that is, like, you know, they can go and walk around, or there's like interactive elements. Like there's two VTubers that I know, well, that I watch at least, that have that kind of setup, and it's very impressive. One's got like a spaceship, and the other one's got like a mansion where they just sort of walk around. So yeah, I think like that's the end game of the Plobby kind of universe, isn't it? Like the Plobby station. It is not actually. The two guys I know, one is called Space Captain Fenrir, and the other one is called It's All Right. The second guy, he literally has like one viewer, which is me, but he is like crazy knowledgeable about that kind of stuff, you know, VR. It's All Right always streams on Sunday, like 12 p.m. Midnight time. So yeah, no, that's really cool, Plobby. I would love to see that, because, you know, you got your current like weird, you know, crazy weird setup with the like commands. Imagine what you could do is like if you were in an Unreal scene. The possibilities are unreal. But yeah, I suppose one big thing about kind of really any creative pursuit is like a combination of like having enjoyment, but also kind of like improvement, because there has to be like a healthy combination of both, isn't it? Like if you only do things for fun, you know, and never really kind of criticize your work and never get better, you know, it's always going to look like crap. But at the same time, if you just are always like super negative and you only focus on like fundamentals and stuff like that, just running out the art, it's you kind of lose the joy of it. So it's keeping a healthy balance. Yeah, exactly. Like I can only imagine like what kind of like the range regimes you could do, Plobby, in if you were in Unreal Engine. Only in the mad mind of a mad monkey will be able to ascertain something like that. Also, funnily enough, I was meeting up with a friend of mine, and that friend happens to work for a game studio, and during that time, it was him and like 11 other developers. So I got to speak to quite a lot of people from the industry. A lot of them were like technical artists, so they were like engine artists, there were like animation technical artists, there were environmental artists, there were like UI designers and stuff like that. So it was quite interesting. Like the engine artists, they obviously work in Unreal, and they were just telling me about like the different stuff that they do in it. Although a lot of it went above kind of my head, but nonetheless it was fun talking. Yeah, what I'm kind of trying to do right now is I'm just kind of, like I said, kind of eyeballing the reference image, kind of like trying to construct my best approximation of it. This is a male, so the ratio would be roughly like this. Also, might as well put up a little thingy. Just so people know. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm not doing a particularly good job. I'm waffling a little bit too much and just kind of messing around. One important thing as well is like I feel like I take too much time during like parts of like, you know, the process that doesn't need much time, you know, like during the very blockout stages, and I'm taking way too much time or not enough time during the stages that do matter, like, you know, the refinement, stuff like that. So just trying to be a bit more quick, be a bit efficient. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a fine Monday. Sad face emoticon. Sad face emoticon. Da, 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 where it doesn't belong. As the Psycho Stick song once went. Till now I've made his thingy a bit too narrow. Too small. Small boy. That's the thing. Trying to properly capture the reference is like one of the challenges. The other thing is like, I think, I don't know, is this like quite a I think he's like slightly tilted. Is he? Yeah, kinda. But we'll keep it straight for now, because like that's another thing you should be able to kind of ascertain what's going on just from that perspective. Anyway, anything new you feel, Blogless? Tell me about the exciting things in your life, if there are any. If you have something to share, of course. Okay. Also, do let me know, guys, if it's a little bit too miserable as far as like having no audio whatsoever. If it is, I'll just quickly restart my PC and re-enable the audio drivers. Ooh, double the game stops. Is there that much demand for gaming and stopping in your area that that they open up another one? Also, I guess that's the perfect time to invest into some stubs, Mugglers, I suppose. He's a little bit too, how do I put it? He's a bit too narrow-chested. He's a bit more girth on his shoulders. That's the thing. Like, it's truly, it's definitely a skill to be able to kind of eyeball things correctly. And that's what I'm trying to learn today. It's like, you know, like when you look at like George Zaki's blockouts, like you can tell that man has a very good understanding of like how shape should be like, you know, how things are orientated. Like he knows how to construct things, not just like kind of make them willy-nilly. So that is something that we're trying to also achieve. I see. Oh shit! It's Robin Hood. How are you doing, my man? How is it going? Did you finish Black Ops? No, you didn't do Black Ops. You did the what was it called? Infinite Warfare, right? Did you manage to beat that? And you also watched the Rainbow Six tournament, if I remember correctly. So yeah, how are you doing, Robin Hood? I do appreciate you popping by. As you can see from the stream title, Robin, I'm just kind of doing a bit more, just kind of doing just general practice, trying to get a bit better at the basics. Because I've been, you know, doing lots of different modeling, but at the same time, just need to get a bit better at just the basic stuff. Is there a way to show wireframe? X-ray. Guess not. This one there was like a wire mode. No worries, Robin Hood. That's fine. Like sometimes people do enjoy, you know, just like watching something that they enjoy. You know, I'm sure other Rainbow Six fans would have probably enjoyed it as well. Just not really a game that I play. But not every stream can be a roller coaster of excitement. Like this one, for example. Like we're just pushing some polygons around. And that's fair enough, Bugless. I guess there's just more GameStop to come around. Just when you need a bit more GameStop in your life. Yeah, that doesn't look about right. Something like that, but not quite. Yeah. Well, fuck this. This is like more difficult than I expected, but I suppose that's kind of the point of it. Sometimes when you go back to the basics, kind of kicks your ass. You know, people always say learn anatomy. Well, so be it. I'm learning anatomy. Nah. Well, when people say learn anatomy, what they really mean is like learn the fundamentals and learn how to apply the fundamentals in the perspective of like using it in 3D modeling art, and use those fundamentals to base your anatomy off. So this is basically what I'm doing. Not particularly well, but yeah. So what is that? Have you been doing anything else, Robin Hood? If you like, have you been working on any new animations and stuff like that? I will say the stream is not a roller coaster of excitement. But anyway, I've said it like a billion times. At the end of the day, sometimes just gotta take one for the team. I really don't understand is like how this thing works. I suppose maybe something like this. Again, this is the thing. I'm not really looking at what I'm making. I'm just kind of guessing. And that's not the best design choice. Thank you, thank you, Orange. Thank you, Orange Tangerine Man. Same to you. This is like a drawing a friend of mine did back when I used to do, when we used to collaborate a little bit. She drew this for me. Quite like it. I was never able to come up with like my own avatar, so it works as a decent substitute. I would like to make an OC, but to this day it still kind of eludes me. I'm not quite able to make a decent OC because I don't really know how to portray myself. I don't really know what my avatar would be if I were to have one. Anyway, I do appreciate you popping by. Like I said, this isn't the most thrilling of streams either. I've said that enough. Let's just keep working. Kind of like, I guess more, since I might as well use this like as a podcast while I'm basically just bashing away at these shapes. I'm slowly working towards buying a property and finally getting on the investment market. Like, I've saved up enough money to get a deposit, so like the down payment, and also to hopefully have enough salary to support a mortgage So I'm kind of like looking up property listings and talking to mortgage advisors and stuff like that. Exciting times ahead. I'm hoping that I'll be able to find something. I will say the property market is not like the best, you know. Even after all these years of like saving, I'm still can't say that I'm exactly super like well off, shall we say. But you know, it will be kind of enough at least to buy something. I think it won't be pretty, I'll say that much, and it won't be like in the nicest neighborhood, but as long as I can get on the property ladder, that's kind of all that matters to me. Oops. Because depending on like on which country you're from, I'm sure like this is like a very familiar feeling too as well. Like it's difficult as fuck to get a property and to get on the property market. Especially like if you live in a big city, obviously, doesn't make things any easier. Which I happen to do. I live like in one of the biggest cities in the world, also one of the most expensive ones. So the saving up process was not pleasant. Not to mention having to basically live with my mom for like a good chunk of 10 years to be able to save up. But again, it did kind of pay off because I can actually like afford stuff now. It's also kind of shocking how close we are to the end of the year. Things are slowly wrapping up just in time for Christmas, which is also kind of terrifying. The stream of time just keeps going on. Absolutely no mercy whatsoever. Certainly ain't getting any younger, which is most unfortunate. I also like need to like really kind of get on a lot more things, other things in life as well, not just the property ladder. It does sometimes kind of feel that you're basically like behind in all of like life's milestones, but if you think about it, so are other people, you know. This isn't like the early 90s where, you know, at this age you had like a house, a kid, and a family and stuff like that. You know, we live in a different time period with different goals and expectations. But you know, it still kind of blows. Kind of expecting a bit more from life, shall we say? But just gotta make the best of it. What is this random verdicts? Anyway, also just justice as well. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say this turned out amazing, but the other important thing is like you shouldn't be just doing things for the sake of doing things. Like, yes, I've modeled this, but like I still haven't like really put into any thought into what it should be looking like, and like how it's constructed in general. Like this goes here, this goes here. There's like a sharp plane change here. And then there's like a... Is that the trapezoid, I think? On top. And then the thing here. I've also been, speaking of like my mom, I've also been home alone for a couple of days now, which is nice. She went back home on holiday, so the house is kind of to myself, so I can invite all of my non-existent women to party with me. But you know, just kind of been enjoying it, just having the house to myself, kind of chilling. It's nice. Also had an opportunity to cook for myself and stuff like that. Been kind of doing different dishes every day. The other thing is, like, I guess you could call it a New Year's resolution in terms of like self-improvement and stuff like that. The other thing that I need to work on is losing some freaking weight, because you know, gotta get Beachbody ready. I just look at myself and I see like a fat old man. I'm like too young to be that fat and old. Gotta like work myself just a little bit. So like I should probably like install alert command into my chat. Might be useful for those people who just want to like pop off and they just want to let me know. Now let's have a look. I mean, let's really have a good look. It's like his chest is too narrow. Okay, so I think also the other thing is, like, yes, I'm looking at the Anatomy for Sculptors book, but I shouldn't just completely just blindly follow it. I also need to kind of just look at shapes in general as well. Too narrow chested, shall we say. Ultimately, the other thing is like just need to figure out if I'm applying those shapes correctly. I want to say no, but I would say, like, studying anatomy is hard, man. Or studying anything in general. Why does it have to be so complicated? I suppose if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But it's just like, you know, people say, oh, just Just break it down. Just learn shit and stuff like that. It ain't that easy. It ain't that easy. Kinda, I suppose, but I don't know. It's not the biggest fan of how this turned out to be. But okay, that's like our first. That's like our first kind of practice run. So let's try the next one. Do I really want to do a skeleton? The answer is probably no. It's talking about the boobs. It's talking about the arm. It's talking about like how the arm works here. Trapezius thingies. I mean, realistically speaking, let's see. Just seeing like how he does his things. I think one thing also to consider is like it's not a case of just like following the exercises like willy-nilly. Like just copying the things from the book doesn't necessarily work either. But you know what? Let's just try it. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna that's another thingy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's try something like this. Let's make the butt. So with the butt, something like this. So butt is like two like cylinders. Or like two, what do you call them, like hexagons or whatever it is? Yeah, I think so. Hex is like 6, isn't it? Pentagon is 5. And got this kind of thing here, and then this kind of thing here. But I think I have like an idea of what I'm gonna do on my like next practice stream. Rather than doing it like this, I'll do it also slightly differently. But for now, let's just do a few, see where it takes us. So kind of got like this. Something like this. Then you got kind of like a cylinder. This new key. Then I'm gonna put that here. And then it's basically like 2 cubes which represent the legs. Something like this. What I would really like to kind of find out is, like, from other artists, you know, those artists who are like in the industry and who have like a decent understanding of like anatomy and general principles, do they do the same kind of thing that I'm doing right now? I mean, I've seen I've bought the flipped normals course for anatomy, and they kind of did something like that, but not quite. Like, they really didn't like go into like breaking down the shapes and stuff like that. They just kind of went straight into the anatomy itself. They simplified it, yes, but they did go straight with it. But I don't know. So I got something like this. Well, this is the wrong angle. It's more like this. And then it kind of goes like this. Because, yeah, the butt and the kind of where the butt connects to the leg, it's not like a I don't know how to put it. It's not like a pillow. It has like an indent in it where the leg bone goes into. That I remember from the anatomy course. And it's kind of got this like shape here, where it's almost like you see, it's like almost kind of like a mechanical thing. It's this thing kind of slots in here. Kind of the same thing on the other side. Something like this. And then you see, kind of got like, this is like how the butt is constructed, like in a very 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 simple planar fashion. And, this is not the best, like, the most accurate representation of it, but like kind of like an abstraction, kind of like this, I guess. I don't know. Is this butt shaped? I'll put this at the front. Kinda. Of course, at the front you got the crotch, and you got the things here. It's not exactly the most beautiful displays, but the most important thing is, does it convey what it needs to convey? The answer is not really. Like, I'm not sure if this like reads as an ass. try that downest. Okay. Yeah, that has to be chunky. Also, how on earth did I already accumulate like 1 hour of playtime, stream time, whatever you want to call it? You know what, Bugless? I wonder like what is like the gaming equivalent of what I'm doing right now. I would probably say, Bugless, it's like, you know, like when you plan on like speed running things and you're just gonna repeat the same level again and again. I feel like that, or even like when you're like planning your strategy as if you're gonna do it, and just kind of repeating the same section again and again. I feel like that this is like the gaming equivalent of that. Or like playing, you know, like a really complicated game and just dying over and over again. But again, gotta get those reps in, absolutely. I am kind of contemplating and there he goes. Incumbent proficiency. A+ for the name at least. But yeah, it's kind of just like grinding away. Just out of curiosity, if I gonna apply all of this. Gonna smooth it out. Does it read as a does it read as an ass? Nah. Kind of, I suppose. Like if you fill out these shapes, you kind of get the semblance of ass, the hint of ass. Now, I hope this is not too hot for Twitch. Yeah, I honestly don't know, Bugless. Maybe like I got some sort of like mysterious eagle eye as far as like where everything is. That's alright, don't worry about it. It's quite easy for me to moderate to them. I mean, I've talked about this before, but like it always like baffles me ever so slightly when people go like, oh, I don't want it to have chat on because like I'm scared that there'll be too many bots and too many people to moderate. I'm like, my dear friend, like you have 5 viewers and barely any chatters. And like banning the occasional bot every 2 hours is not a Herculean feat. Yeah, you're shooting yourself way more in the foot. Yeah, exactly. Like, you're shooting yourself way more in the foot by like having 0 view engagement. With that being said, though, I'm not sure if I'm gonna make this like a stream regular, because all things considered, this is like fucking boring. Primarily for the viewers. Like I'm not too keen on you guys just watching this stuff, but yeah, I might just do this like as a off stream kind of thing, and then do more exciting fun fun things on stream. One thing I have been doing is like I've been really neglecting my 3D modeling. Like I'm not really putting as much effort into it as I should. Oh hey there, Lanyards. How is it going? Nice to see you. I saw you streaming earlier. You were working on... I saw some sort of like a bit of anime-ish in the bottom left corner. But that was not like your main art piece. The main thing you were doing was... actually, I don't remember. But yeah, there was like definitely some sort of like anime thing in the bottom left corner. I'm doing alright, Lenny. You probably like tuned in during like the worst stream ever, because what I'm doing right now, Lenny, is I'm just practicing my fundamentals. You know, like when you're drawing, the fundamentals is like drawing your cubes and drawing your still life and stuff like that, and like breaking things into shape. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm just gonna... like, I've done lots of art, but I still feel like that's... like, I've definitely gotten better at 3D, but the fundamentals are still a little bit shaky. Like, there's still like weird things with like proportions and perspective and stuff like that. So what I've been kind of focusing on is just kind of practicing the basics, you know, taking things, building them out of shapes, etc, etc. Oh yeah, that'll be interesting to see once it's finished. But yeah, I do appreciate you popping by, but won't be seeing like too many exciting things here. I mean, one more thing, kind of, I suppose, kind of relevant to you is what I've also been trying to do is like trying to draw again, because a lot of these things they're a lot kind of easier to practice when you draw. You know, like constructing things, seeing things as they are. That's very much a 2D thing that can be done or practiced a lot easier. So I'm really trying to get back into 2D art as well. Anyway, enough waffle. Like, I don't even have any music running, so it's just me and my thoughts. Yeah. I honestly don't know how like good artists do it. Like, lots of obviously good and professional artists, they spend a lot of time practicing the fundamentals, like doing art studies and things like that. But I mean, I'm doing them right now, but the concept is still very difficult for me to grasp. Maybe it's because I'm an idiot. But like, what is art study? Like, how do you study it? Well, like, it's just one of life's mysteries. think probably like the set doing 2D drawings is probably like the best way to do it. I mean, not to say that you can't do it in 3D, but I do also think that what I'm doing right now ain't like the best thing. Like, these aren't really meant to be like exercises, but rather like guidelines to kind of show you how it needs to be constructed, rather than like using this verbatim. But you know what? As I said, I'll do this like the first time, and then later down the line I'll try something a little bit different. It's also quite interesting because, yeah, compared to the male butt and pelvis, women obviously don't have as a prominent like bone, kind of bone poking out of the butts and out of their sides. They got a bit more cushioning. Not that it's particularly visible in this artwork. I don't know. Does that register as a woman's ass? Probably not. To be honest though, it's better if it doesn't, otherwise I'll get banned on Twitch. Yeah, I don't know. Kinda. Indeed. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now that I see your emotes, yeah, that does make sense. With the what you were talking about, the avatar. Now it all coming back to me. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, let's say that's another kind of piece, and we'll probably do one more and then we'll call it a day, because this has been a little bit dour. Yeah. Whatever. Let's see. And then same thing from the front. The legs are the wrong way. One leg should be like this. One leg should be like that. And you got the kind of crotch going here. With you, Lani, have you? I forgot. Are you like trained at art? Did you do like an art degree and stuff like that, or are you self-taught as far as your art goes? I don't think I ever asked you really. Yeah, something like that. It is indeed, Lani. That's kind of like the principle. I see. Now, for self-taught, you're doing a great job. Because learning art is not easy as you can imagine. But yeah, it is kind of the idea. Again, there's very much probably like a similar principle in 2D art. You know, when you do like anatomy studies and stuff like that. Where you kind of practice things. Okay, let's put that here. So you can see like these are the different kind of exercises I've been doing so far. I have a book called Anatomy for Sculptors, and what it is, it's like a book that teaches you how to properly do anatomy in 3D. And it's got like different like guides and references that you can use to kind of help better understand the human body as far as the proportions go and stuff. Yeah. The thing is, though, like, kind of understanding those concepts is like not as easy as just, oh, well, you look at the drawing and now you know how to do it. It's basically what I'm trying to do right now, is kind of understanding on how to utilize stuff like that. Then it goes with the head, which I don't really want to do right now. I'll leave the head for like more advanced studies. Same thing with the nose, the face. There's like a whole there's like 100 pages just dedicated to the face because of how complicated it is. Suppose I'll just do it like a quick foot. Yeah, you know what, Lanny? If you wanna like get a shot at 3D, what I would recommend is try a program called Nomad Sculpt. It's a app that you can download on both your Android tablet, iPhone tablet, and even the computer. The thing with Nomad Sculpt is it's incredibly easy to use. You don't need to worry about like the massive UI or anything. You can just go ahead and like start working in the clay itself. It's an absolutely amazing art program for Nomad. So like this. It also has a free version as well. So, but like you can try it for free on the computer. You can try it for free on Android, and you can also try it on the tablet. It's really, really good. Definitely give it a try. Seen lots of 2D artists do something well in it. By the way, just to show something a bit less like, I don't know, blocky and crappy. This is the model I finished last stream. It's from a video game. So Daniel Fortescue. He's actually one of the reasons why I started doing these anatomy things, because when I was making his ribcage, I was like, I can't make his ribcage. I don't understand like how to construct it in 3D. That kind of made me remember like how bad I am at just general anatomy. Okay, let's just do one more. Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you, Lenny. So, let's do this. Human foot goes like this, and it narrows down here, it widens a bit here, it's a bit asymmetrical, a bit like this, and then gonna build it up like this. We give it some depth, and then what we need to do, let's flip that. To make this the front, let's flip it like this to make this the left kind of foot. And then what you have is you have a second cylinder, like here. And then what you essentially do is, if we look at it from this angle, kind of goes like this. Really, okay. Before we do that, let's make it a bit wider. Make it a bit wider here. It kind of goes like this, and then there's a little bit like of a gap to show the things, and then generally speaking it's kind of more constructed like this. with a bit more of an emphasis on here. Like this. Again, if we do a solidify, see, like that's kind of like the general outline of a foot. But yeah, it would be here's the thing, Robin Hood. I started with a mouse when I started sculpting, and it's not amazing to do it with a mouse, but it is possible. Like, if you're just starting out Robin Hood, you don't necessarily have to have a drawing tablet. If you're learning, you can still do it. The only annoying thing slightly will be is you have to like when you're doing your sculpting, you have to constantly adjust the strength. But on on Blender, it's just a shortcut of I forgot what the shortcut is, but you can just think it like Shift F, and you can just adjust the strength. But otherwise, for example, if I give you a quick example, like, so we do the head shape here, we do kind of the head shape here, the head shape here, smooth it out, do it like this, the cranium goes here, create the jaw shape like this, goes kind of like this, smooth out the head, block out the eyes, block up the nose, do the mouth barrel, do the ears, obviously this is like very very basic head modeling. Oh fuck! Oh wow! Wait! Here's Glenny. Shit! I was not expecting you to come. How is it going, Granny? How are you doing, Raiders? I presume you finished your final you finished your line work. Do appreciate you popping by. What I was just talking to. Hell yeah. Hey Demonics. By the way, I appreciate the follow you back as well. I see you doing some music stuff, but and you see like you see Robin Hood, like, even though I'm not using a pencil, I can still sculpt. It's a little bit more annoying, but it is doable. Anyway, Glenny, you were talking about what do you call it? You were talking about boring streams. Like this is like boring times 55 billion. What I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of working on my fundamentals. So like I've had like plenty of fun like modeling like random shit and stuff, but I still feel like that kind of the art basics still could be a little bit better. So what I've literally been doing all stream is just like doing exercises from like an anatomy book, let me show you. So like how to construct the body, how to construct the pelvis, things like that. Yes indeed, Monix. So for those people who just joined from Glenny's stream, my my kind of whole gimmick is that I practice 3D every day, like non-stop. There are of course like a few occasions when I couldn't do 3D because like I'm not at home or anything like that. But generally speaking, I've been practicing Blender every day for 1,131 days. So for reference, like for example, this is how it started. Like this is like day, I think this is like day 20 or day 30. And this is, for example, well, day 1,130, really. And yeah, that's right, Glenny. You did say you don't draw any straight lines right now, but all I'm thinking of is you're just like a big support of the LGBTQ movement. You know, we're all about queer lines. No straights here. Yeah, and like this is for example like a fairly recent model that I've done. And like super duper amazing face wise, but you know it looks like a human. It's not a monstrosity. Like here's some other things that I've done. This is like a recent sculpt I've done of someone I know. Just like a random sculpt here. Like here's like a bit of a Deathclaw. Yeah, no, I've been slowly going at it. By no means am I like making catastrophic progress, but progress is being made nonetheless, and that's sort of what kind of drives me really. Is just getting better, but like the art process, of course, is not easy by any means. What else I can show you? This is, for example, like a character like a fully textured and modeled. So this is something you maybe see like from like a World of Warcraft or something, or like a I don't know, like a Blizzard-esque game. So yeah. And I once again appreciate the raid, Glenny. The boxes and pipes. Tell you what, let me give you a shout out as well. Can't go around without giving a little SO. Let's see what the mighty bot says about you, Glenny. If he decides to say something. Oh yeah, there we go. They create pastel masterpieces, tackle gaming challenges, and embrace the weirdness. Yeah, it's about right. It's about right. With that being said, though, Glenny, I think your rate is a little bit wasted because I might be heading off in a bit as well. But I will definitely use the additional rating power from you to maybe rate someone else. Well, that's the advantage of being on my stream. You don't need to tolerate it too much by the time you join us already over. But I think honestly I might call it a day for today. It's basically that I've wanted to do. One more butt. Okay, let's try and make a nice butt for the people in the audience. Man butt or lady butt? Your choice. Okay, lady this. Guess I'll make the man bad for my other homies some other time. Okay, so if we want to like talk about if we want to talk about like what we've learned and the sort of general construction of like a woman's anatomy and the and the posterior, so it kind of goes like this. Let's start with the general hip shape first. Because like we need something to you know, to construct it on. So like this, apply to subdivision levels. Women's hips are kind of like this. Then you got the legs. I'm not gonna be like doing super detailed legs, but just to kind of get the idea across. So it's gonna be leg 1, leg 2. Make this a little bit wider. Leg 1, leg 2. Then they kind of go like this with like a thingy in between. So like this would be like a general shape. You also have the kind of general torso starting here. We're not gonna like go into super big detail, but just to kind of get the general shape across. So you would have that here, you would have this here. So it would be like this, then it would be like kind of the legs kind of ever so slightly move here. Torso kind of goes like this. The torso also goes like this because there's a natural bend. And then from the back end, you would have the general construction here. Now again, the female posterior has some interesting rules next to it. You obviously kind of goes like this. The cheeks kind of meet in the middle. It's not like a it's kind of flattens out to this end. Let's see. And this is a slightly better example. So it kind of flattens out like this end. It's a bit of this, bit of that. Further from the front, a bit further from the back. I mean, this is like depending like on also what kind of butt you're making. Like if you're making a bubble butt or pear-shaped or whichever it is. I think I made it a little bit too wide. In terms of that, so for example, something like this. And then again, it's quite complicated to construct it properly. Something like this. Again, it depends on the rotundness of the lady, like the body fat percentages and things like that. It also like you still have a little bit of that kind of, how do I put it, square shape going on, although less so than the men. Indeed, depending like how you like your ladies. I don't necessarily want to do them super cartoony, you know, like not the anime kind of butt. Although, you know, if you're into that kind of stuff, I do know someone who could hook you up. But generally, I try to keep it more human proportioned and like more realistic. But for example, we can just widen it ever so slightly. The important connection point is here, how it connects to the leg, and then also with the legs as well, like a little bit like this. Set up a few more loop cuts, just to give it a bit more proportions here, then like this, then like this, and then generally speaking, what we can do is we can yeah, this is a much better example. 1 second. Something like this. It does go like rather smoothly when it comes to channel construction. And we're gonna join this together. Then remesh. Kind of smooth out the shapes, make the pelvic bone or whatever it's called a bit more prominent, a bit more legs here, a bit more smoothness here, thing here, belly button for reference, kind of like here, and then recreate the crease, add a little bit of pelvic bone here, and then recreate this here, add this here, this here, this here, smooth this out, give this a bit more definition, give this a bit less, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that, just smooth it out. We can also just reduce the hips a little bit there, get too all over the place, and just increase the tilt slightly, this here, just smooth that out. Just needs to stick out, but not too much. And bit here, bit here, bit here, and something like that. I mean, mind you, this is not like a how do I put it? This is not like a incredible ass or something, but you know, this is like a basic kind of like breakdown of the butt for all the re-enders in the chat. There you go. And of course, like if you like to get down with the thickness, you can just inflate to your liking. But anyway, there we go. So actually, you know what? As far as we say that is a joke, but like you can see to the right hand side, this is the anatomy exercise that I've done, just breaking down the shapes, and this is like the actual more sculpted version of it. I mean, it's not not completely far off, but like, see, this is kind of the idea behind yeah, it's beautiful, but this is kind of the idea of like how you're meant to like look at shapes and analyze shapes like that. You know, to the right hand side you got the basic shape breakdown, and then to the left hand side you got the actual like real life practical example of like how you would sculpt it. But anyway, we've done you know, we've done the booty clap, whatever it is. Really appreciate all of you guys sticking by. As I said, this is not the most exciting of streams that I can possibly think of, but thank you so much for all the people who came by and who both chatted and lurked. Really appreciate you guys. And what I might do is I might give a guy a raid. Now the guy who we're gonna raid, his name is Mecha Miniatures, and what that guy does is he's also a 3D modeler, but he makes 3D models for miniature sculpts. So like he sculpts things in ZBrush, and then he sells them to be printed out for Warhammer. He's very good. He's also very Australian, and I like him. He's a right proper cunt, if I may say so myself. Once again, everyone, thank you so much for joining, and also huge thanks, Glenny, for the raid. Love you, appreciate you, and let's raid this mofo. He's been kind to me. When I first started streaming, he's been around during those crucial few days. You know it's good when it says the channel's intended for mature audiences only, so you're in for a good ride. But yeah, thank you very much, boys and girls, for coming by. Also, my Twitch crashed and it doesn't it doesn't show the raid button, so we'll have to wait until it times out. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for coming. Oh, there we go. Finally, it revived itself. And hopefully, I don't know. I don't think I'll be kind of doing this on every stream, because as useful as it is, it's kind of like ain't the most exciting thing to look at, is one way to describe it. So maybe I'll leave the studies for later. But once again, appreciate you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.